Okay guys, welcome to Beyond the Classroom. I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about the Tiger Rising and our reading book that we're going to be using through the rest of the year. We're going to send you everything that you're going to need. This will be the first tutorial for the packet. I know Miss Williams and Miss Ashley's classes are just getting started with this book. My kids have done 1 through 8, chapters 1 through 8, and they're ready to move on a little bit. So, a couple of little things I want to go over first. You may definitely do this on your own. You do not have to watch my tutorials. These tutorials are just to guide you through if you're having trouble. We're going to send you the chapters. You can listen to those. Your mom will probably want you to put your headphones on. You can listen to those chapters one by one. You can read them on your own if you'd like. You're going to get a PDF file. You'll have the book right in front of you. Your parents can print it out. You can do all this on your own. If you need our guidance, though, we are here. So, with that being said, I'm going to start. This is new for all of us, so bear with me. I'm going to start with our packet, the first packet, chapter 1. We're going to look at our questions first. Why did Rob like the Kentucky star sign? You're going to find that in chapter 1 in your first paragraph, so that should be pretty easy to find. And I'm going to give you time to work after we review. I'm just going to go over everything, get you ready, and then you can turn my video off and do all your work. So if you'll just listen for right now. From the second paragraph in chapter 1, how do we know that Rob definitely does not like going to school? Now I want to read this because this is so cool. I love this. He had been out in the woods behind the Kentucky Star Motel, way out in the woods, not really looking for anything, just wandering, hoping that maybe he would get lost or get eaten by a bear and not have to go to school ever again. So it's obvious kind of how we know that he doesn't really like school, because he would rather be eaten by a bear than have to go to school. So obviously that would be your answer for number 2. Going to guide you on down. Do you think that tiger that Rob found beside the Beauchamp gas station building was real? And defend your answer. Well, that's kind of an opinion. Do you think what he's seeing is real? Tell me why. Or do you think he's making this up? Maybe he's made like an imaginary friend that he wants to, just to kind of have somebody because he's kind of lonely. So we're kind of finding out a little bit about Rob, and we know he's a little bit lonely, and we know his mom has passed away and he's moved to this new place. And at number 4 asks us, what 3 things was Rob not thinking about as he was waiting for the school bus? Number 5, Rob has a very rich imagination. What way has he devised for not thinking about things? Now, I want to go ahead and get this out in the open. Is there really a suitcase sitting on Rob's bed that he packs his emotions in? No, not really. That's figuratively speaking. There is no suitcase. But what it's saying is that he locks all of his feelings inside and locks that suitcase and shuts them in. Okay, number 6. What is the setting for this novel? Now remember, a setting consists of both a time and a place. Well, right now, all you really know is a place. And our setting is, of course, in Lister, Florida. And we don't really know exactly what time. Certain clues throughout the novel, by the end of the novel, we'll be able to draw a conclusion or make an inference as to, about the time period of this story. Number 7, bullying can take many forms. 2 ways that Norton and Billy bullied Rob were physically and verbally, and you're going to give an example of each. Now, verbally just means saying things, so tell me some things that those mean three-monger boys were saying to Rob. And then physically means actually touching someone, so what did they do to Rob physically? Moving on to number 8, a surprising event took place at the end of chapter 2. What was that event, boys and girls? I hope you listened, or I hope you read it. Then you're going to get some language activities. First is a simile, and I want us to look at that. I'm going to read that to you on page 3. It says, a literary device the author enjoys using is a simile, which is a comparison using like or as. An example in the book is, he specifically did not think about Norton and Billy Threemonger waiting for him like chained and starving guard dogs eager to attack. With what does the author compare Norton and Billy? He's comparing Norton and Billy to a chained, starving guard dog eager to attack. Now, it's going to ask you to come up with 3 similes, and it wants you to do them about a tiger. So I'm going to think about a tiger for just a minute. Tigers are fast. Tigers have stripes. Tigers have sharp teeth. So if I wanted to come up with a simile, I might say the tiger ran as fast as lightning. Or I might say something like, the boys were as mad as a caged tiger, or mad like a caged tiger. So I want you just to practice writing some similes there. It really doesn't have to be about a tiger. You can choose to do the name poem. That's kind of an enrichment activity. It kind of gives you an example of how to do an acrostic poem, and I know you know about poetry, so you can do that if you'd like. Then on the next thing, it says before you read chapters 3 and 4. So before we go to chapters 3 and 4, I want you to think about this. In these 2 chapters you've already heard, Sistine attends a new school for the first time. New experiences like this can be very stressful. Describe a time in your own life when you experienced something for the first time. Be sure to mention your feelings during this experience. Well, I can say this is my first time, boys and girls, to try to teach like this. So we're all experiencing feelings. So I want you to think about those feelings and try to get them out on paper for me. I'll see you next time.